ברקורד. תתחילו ואני נראה איך זה מסתדר.
אוקיי, אז אני קצת מאלתרת, טוב אומר
טוב.
לי? Bonjour my dear friends, so long time no see, right? Today it's a wonderful day. The flower is blooming, the skies is so blue, the trees are full of life. And of course, Prince Edward, the prince of sensual poetry, is sitting near me. He's not just a poet. Many girls ended because of him. Yes, in both meanings. So, Prince Edward, do you want to say hello to my fans?
Well, of course. Hello, Marseille's fans. It's a great pleasure to be with you today.
Edward, can you please tell them how we first met?
Oh, why certainly, my darling. Well, me and Marseille shared a long history together. We met approximately 5 years ago
Yes,
in
something like that.
Ritz Hotel, London, if I'm not mistaken. I was staying as a guest of honor in the Palm Court Suite, lecturing every evening to a group of rich intellectuals and sophisticated businessmen about my book of poetry called The Erotic Energy of the Mind, which actually teaches the common man how to make love and remain purely poetic during and after the act itself, whether it's oral or anal or straight or any position which our creative animalistic imagination allows us to perform. We can make all that and still remain with a Shakespearean or Walt Whitman, for example, to embrace our hearts and make us literally genuine and noble. Well, anyway, one night I recognized among the audience this beautiful, elegant woman who seemed to swallow with hunger every single word that came out of my mouth. This was you, Master. You sat in the middle, third line, if I'm not mistaken.
You can't be more correct.
And after my lecture, I just felt the urge to speak with this lovely, dreamy creature that seemed to come out of a fairy tale. So I approached her. I told her that she looked somehow familiar and asked her name. When she said Marseille Mars, I opened my mouth with astonishment and put my hands on my head. Oh my God, I cried. Could it really be the famous Marseille Mars at my lecture? I mean, how come I didn't notice it before? You were already famous even back then and all over London and behind the great Madame of Planet Mars. That's how we used to call you and my poetry colleagues. I felt so excited and overwhelmed. Look, even now when I describe it, my hands are shaking like the wings of a butterfly.
Yes, but I remember you were recovered very fast from your first shock, right? So you asked me my hand, right? And we together went to your fabulous suite. And then I realized that your suite and my suite were at the same, you know, we were neighbors. It was so funny.
Yes, it was quite
Yes.
amazing. Like we were destined to meet at that time. I was so delighted. I told you that we'll go to my suite first, and after that, I'll be more than glad to visit yours. You smiled your enchanted smile and opened the door to my private heaven at the Ritz, the place where I read and write my finest erotic poetry.
Yes, I remember that you lifted me up right into the room and then you threw me on the bed and started to read to me something, right?
And then I opened my book
Yes,
that lay
you
beside you and started to read my first poem, I'd Love to Undress You.
And you really undressed me that moment, right? It was so funny.
I undressed you like a swan with my endless forgiving eyes. I undressed you like a trumpet of salvation that arise. If sheer glory would allow my organs to oblige, then I truly wish to bless you. We will enjoy our jelly ride.
Without noticing, I was totally naked, right? And then I started to sing you know, my song that I was just improvised. It was something like, dear Prince Edward, the prince of all the poetry of the world, the prince of sex, of sensuality, of love. You are the one and the only in the world. You are only mine. Let's make a crazy love like we never did before. And then we make love, remember? During all my song, right?
רגע, and then we both came, זה מסתיים ב- and then we both came. ואז שניכם, כאילו
כאילו
היא,
מיני אורגזמה
מה שאני
כזאת?
כתבתי שהיא כותבת Prince Edward, the pleasure garden of Alma Sunrise, you're inside,
בדיוק דיברתי ככה.
ואז, and then we both came, את אומרת, ואז אתם, כאילו
And then
שניכם.
we were in the middle of the act, and then in the end of the song we both came, remember?
כן.
Yes!
Yes, I remember.
Oh my god.
עכשיו, Edward and my theory was approved.
Your theory was approved?
Yes. And then my theory was approved. Behind any doubt, we were making that night passionate love and still remain poetic and spiritual in our eternal souls.
Oh, how beautiful you were that night.
Indeed. No, dear, we were both wonderful. We both shined that night
Yes.
like the fresh, clean skies of summer.
And after that we finished, we talked a little bit, remember, about physics or psychology, I don't remember. And then we wanted to take a bath, right? So we come to my apartment, and when we enter the bathroom, remember who we see them?
Oh, right. There was already someone there, a client of yours, who answered to the name of
Bathman.
Bathman.
Yes.
That's right. That guy has a nice theory that people should stay in the bath all day and do nothing but make love, right?
Right, and I remember that you have argued you two.
Oh, no, it was not a big deal. I agreed with him that people should make love every 1 hour of the day. It's very healthy and recommended, but I also think that there are many other places on earth besides the bath.
For example?
That a passionate person can enjoy making love at high standard of acts of sex, that's all.
So I remember that you and Bassman talked, and then he just lost his patience, remember, and he took our both hands and just threw us to the bed together, remember?
Indeed, and there we were, all three of us, in there. And that gave me an inspiration to write my bestseller that made me richer and ever more famous all around the globe. 3 persons, 3 minds, 3 poems, 1 intercourse, endless poetic positions.
Oh yes, and I remember that till this moment you became very, very famous, right? And now you're more famous than ever. And even me, I become more famous than I was just 5 years ago.
Quite, yes.
Any last word to my fans?
Okay.
Oh, yes, of course, guys. Always remember to read a lot of poetry, write a lot of poetry, and keep opening your heart and soul to the glorified planet Mars.
Oh, thank you.
It's up there, in the starry skies, waiting to catch us while we're dead or alive. Or it might as well be my fairy pie.
You, my fairy.
You, my fairy pie. Near me. Beside me. Caressing my fabulous poet's eyes.
Oh,
ואז אתם,
בדיוק.
יפה, יפה. בוא, אני מתרשם.